right? The law of strategic networking. Now, I would say this is definitely, you have to build networks, and not just for personal gain, but to foster mutual growth and value creation. Your connections should serve as bridges to new opportunities and deeper insights, amplifying collective success through collaboration. Now, if you've been following me, I've always liked collective success. This is only 6 laws. It's not too many. The first is the law of visionary. The second one is the law of empowered learning. And now this is the law of strategic networking. Build networks not just for personal gain, but to foster mutual growth and value creation. Your connection should serve as a bridge to new opportunities and deeper insights, amplifying collective success through collaboration. Now, if you've been following me, I'm not sure how long you've been following me, but you know I'm always working and trying to do collaborations. They don't always work out. Sometimes we outgrow them. Sometimes, right, there's a mutual, breaking of that relationship. Sometimes things don't work out, and people inside have different agendas and different visions. This is where you learn a lot, though, about yourself and a lot of other people. Number one, we learn more in failure than we do in success. So when men have failure and they learn, they improve. So you may be trying to down somebody that failed at something. And it's like, no, they're actually now better. They're actually now more capable, right? Their resume now has more value because now they know what not to do and what to do. And now they have experience, right, that others don't have, that have not went through that process of failure. So now they have story that they can tell, experience that they can relate. So now their next move should be even better. Their next move should be even better now. You don't want somebody in position that doesn't have what? Experience. But building a network allows you to grow as well, because I believe you should have two generals, and they should be dissimilar. And this is like when you get to call people for advice. Yo, I need to know, what should I do here? You call one general, then call the other one. They should be different. Now, if they are different, they can give you 2 different perspectives. But if they ever align on anything, then you know that's what you should do. So everybody should have those 2 generals. If you look on the movies, you see that devil on the shoulder and the what's called on the shoulder. But instead, have you 2 generals that represent 2 perspectives. One could be optimistic, one could be pessimistic. So you're getting those 2 different sides, right? And sometimes those generals can be, it can be people at a distance. It don't have to be people always, but it can be people at a distance. If you don't have that and you want to know something on the subject, and go to a thought leader that usually speaks on that's different than someone else, and then converge those 2 to meet in the middle. So having a network, though, is important. And in networking, there's a science to relationship building that many people don't know, because after you connect with a person, that's the easy part. Many people will give you their number. Many people will give you the opportunity to see if y'all vibe. But you know that you probably got people numbers, but they don't always respond. Maybe they busy, maybe they not. You may not know how to intrigue them. Some relationships are easier. They just automatically flow because your personalities are connected. Some people, you have to prove out a value. They too busy to just connect with people on low-level things. You have to start with value. And then they will respond because it's in alignment to their vision and where their life is flowing. The higher up you try to network with people, the more valuable their time is and the less time that they have to give, which is the more value that you have to add to their time in order for them to give you their time. So it's no fluff. It ain't, hey, let me talk to you about something. Hey, I got an idea. Hey, I want to pick your brain. They have no time for that. Literally, you go into them because they don't have the time, because they spent their time producing value that you want to be associated and or connected with. So if you start with layer 1, they're looking at you like, no, you're not in that stage of life as somebody that I want to be connected with because you haven't done the work. You still on the stage of just thinking about stuff. They need to be connected with people who are doing things and that's adding value. And you created a value of something they can invest in, or you have money that you want to give to them. So you're already respecting the value that they produce and the time that they have, because they already have enough people usually disrespecting that and not understanding and or appreciating that. So networking is very important, but the art of it is something that gets lost on many people, right? Your connections should serve as bridges. So connections can be worth and are worth more than money. I know a lot of people, and I don't always foster every relationship, but if I take my time to sit down and go through my phone, and y'all see the people I'm with, I can call so many different people, but it's more so about like, all right, you may be good with somebody for a year or two, and maybe nothing fosters from that, and then finally something aligns. Or about having connections, political connections. Political connections are very real, and this is the most important thing about going to a college. Person goes to a college, they get connections. This person is a judge, this person a politician, this person is CEO. Right? That's power. So there's literally power in that, because now you can make phone calls and get things done. Poor men don't have connections. Rich men do. Wealthy men do. Right? So as a thought leader, you want to have those connections because also you can learn, you can get access to insights. I was talking with a gentleman yesterday about, he was a venture capitalist for this AI that is creating that invented these small sensor chips that's microscopic, that takes motion data, right? Detailed motion data, and turns that into quantitative data that can be analyzed for a specific purpose. So let's say they put these small chips on these football players while they're running, and they're getting real motion data about their heart, about their movement, about their pressure, about how they move, everything. So now they got a whole new data set that they can analyze, and this is supposed to be like completely new, invented. But anyway, I bring up that point not to explain this business model, but to just say, like, if I'm not in these environments, talking with different people, associating with different people, I can't see the full picture of the way the world is developing, the way things are going, right? And this is why networking is important, because if you're leading people's thoughts, you can't just have your thoughts. You have to have access to things that's going on. I talk to people who are dissimilar to myself. They're not the same. They're completely different. So therefore, I can think different, not just from my own thoughts and my insights, right? I want to be able to see the 360 perspective of like what's happening in the world. From the white man's perspective, the Asian man's perspective, the negative, the positive, the solution, the problem, the scientist, the consumer, right? The investor. I want to see all of those different things. So now when I'm speaking, right, I'm speaking from a full cup. So networking gives you those bridges, right? And this is why I'll be moving around. We be networking. You can't build a life without connections. You are in the center, then you have a web of connections. So when somebody comes to you, they don't just come to you. They may have a multi-million-dollar business, and they like, bro, can you make a phone call and connect me with someone so I see you with this millionaire, I see you with this billionaire. Bro, I know you know this rapper. Bro, I know you know this person. And I'm like, maybe. But what do I get out of it? Or is this a favor? It's a favor for a favor. Right? Like, you got to learn how to play life, basically. Everything is life. And when you don't learn the game when you're young, it's harder to learn when you become an adult. So you may not be able to, somebody else that plays the game understand your moves. Oh, I see what Keys is doing. He's moving around so he can create these connections. Because how can he be a thought leader if he don't know nobody? Right? How can he don't got no bridges? Like, how can he get on these stages? Where's his opportunity? How is he relationship building? So when people say they want to do something, I'm like, okay, but what are the moves you're making? You're not outside. You're not moving around. Like, what are you learning? What are you developing? Right? There's a self-development, and then there's relationship development. There's people that I didn't know Yaki until I had him on my platform. Right? But that episode got almost 3 million views. Now, he's able to spring from that platform, and he's wild. He's everywhere now. There's people, that's networking, that's building, because now he's a thought leader in this field, right? Teaching people the science of health. So you have to understand that thing that you want to do is not the only thing that you have to do in order to be successful. You have to have these tentacles connected to it.